And now it's time for the MD and Chef Team Show.
Let's go!
The content in this show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice. It does not take the place of medical advice or treatment from a physician or health professional. Listeners and viewers should consult their own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional for specific health and wellness concerns and questions. And now, let's start the MD and Chef Team Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MD and Chef Team Show.
Hello!
Hi, I'm culinary nutrition expert Chef Michael here, joined by my beautiful hottie bride, my wife. 44 years together, here we are.
44 years.
Your Dr. Isabel, your doctor on a mission. Hey, thanks whoever gave us that thumbs up out there.
Thank you.
Well, we are very thrilled to be here today. We've taken a month off this winter. And for you Northern Hemisphere folks, that might be a month off for your summer. But we are here with the MD and Chef Team Show, Season 2, Episode 1. And for us, if you didn't know, we're in New Zealand. So for us down under, this is the spring and summer edition.
Yay! Spring is
we're
here.
In the spring.
We're so excited. The little lammies are being born and they're jumping up and down going, Mom, Mom. And they're so cute.
Well, that was pretty good.
I've had a lot of practice.
And so for us, it's just like you and us, we're sitting at a cafe somewhere, having a tea, cup of coffee, whatever it may be, and just having a conversation. So we're going to have a conversation today. And guess what? This show is live. So if for whatever reason you think possibly it's edited or it's like something, well, maybe you should have edited that out. Well, it's live. So we come to you live and we're thrilled to be here.
And
with
transparent.
You. Very transparent. Yes, not edited. Yeah. So, hon, I do want to ask you a question because here we are, MD and Chef Team Show, the Michael and Isabel, these crazy kids.
I like the crazy kids.
Why would anybody bother tuning in to check us out?
Well, why listen, essentially? Well, the bottom line is I've been a medical doctor now since 1991. And what I'm seeing out there, all the chronic disease, is so unnecessary. Modern medicine, hi Nana, thanks for joining. Modern medicine, I was trained as a conventional medical doctor, but I was retrained as a functional medicine doctor. And as a conventional medical doctor, look, people are on a slippery slope down with chronic disease like type 2 diabetes, heart attacks, high cholesterol, arthritis, what else? High blood pressure, anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's. That's like the slippery slope down. And
that
the drugs
sounded like a very long list. And,
it is a long list.
And it keeps on going because you're seeing more and more stuff all the time every day.
And it's so, the thing is, it's so unnecessary, especially from what I've learned. And I can't unlearn what I've learned. And so as a medical doctor in conventional medicine, we know how to give you pills that takes you a longer time to go down that slippery slope, okay? But you will go down that slippery slope. Hence the reason for functional medicine. I kind of course corrected and realized, okay, there's got to be a better way. And there is a better way. Let's prevent that stuff from happening. And if it is happening, let's reverse it. And that's what functional medicine teaches us, is that we can prevent and reverse a lot of these diseases. And Michael and I want to give you hope in doing it. And the best picture that I can give you people, is Why would we be in the kitchen mopping up the floor with the sink overflowing when all we need to do is just turn off the faucet? That's the upstream. So instead of working downstream with the problem, let's work upstream. And that's what we're going to be focusing on here at the MD and Chef Team Show. Let's work upstream to prevent this stuff from happening or even reverse it. Because you know what? We can. And Michael and I are here week after week. Well, maybe not week after week right now. It might be every other week for right now, but that's okay.
We'll be here.
Yeah,
we'll be here.
We're here, and we want you to come and join us and know that we're here walking alongside you. We got the roadmap. Like, we've done our research. We've done the study. We're working with clients, and we are walking alongside you and just helping you along the way. All you need to do is say, yes, I want a different life. I want to work upstream. I don't want to have what everybody else is having out there. And just take the small steps, small, consistent steps, not big, giant steps, small, consistent steps.
Well said, my dear. Well said.
Oh, I try and say it within 5 minutes, but you know how it is.
I mean, it's so important to understand.
People don't know that they don't have to have this.
And I was having a conversation yesterday with a gentleman who was playing golf yesterday, and afterwards we were having a conversation. And he was talking about how recently he was seeing some different articles and YouTube things and different things about alternatives to health. That he had a lot of friends, because I think he's in his 60s, a lot of friends with chronic disease like you talked about, and they were struggling and they were going from doctor to doctor, or all they were given was pills and surgery, and they were concerned that there's got to be something else in that. And he was talking to them about, yes, there are other ways in that. And so that's why this is so important to get it out for folks to help to understand that there are more holistic, natural ways to do things. And yes, there's a proper place.
That are research-based.
Research-based, of course.
That's key.
Research-based. And there is a proper place for, if you need some temporary help.
Oh, yeah.
Like
in the emergency room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for long-term health, we need to look at, as the saying goes, the root cause. Pull the tack out of your foot instead of just taking aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you like that one, don't you?
I do like that one. It really resonates with me.
So what's our conversation about today, sweetie?
Well, in today's show, we're going to talk about how to stay young in a fast-paced world. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it is a fast-paced world out there. For whatever reason, I mean, we have all these conveniences, but it seems like we picked up pace. But it's a fast-paced world. But I would say everybody wants to just stay young. And by stay young, I mean people want to stay vibrant. They want to stay healthy. They want to stay youthful. They want to be able to continue to do the things they're doing now. They don't want to be just fall off the edge of the cliff and I can't do things anymore, or I'm not me anymore, and I'm not youthful. I'm just old.
Because old age doesn't have to be old age. You can recreate your new old age time, healthy and youthful.
Yeah, and so today, what I want to do is we're going to touch on it. We can't cover everything today, but in coming episodes, we'll get more specific about different areas. But today, we're just going to talk about a couple areas where if you take it away and start thinking about it and start to apply a few principles that you can say, you know what, I can age slowly. I can age more youthful. I can slow down that process and not have the process quick up. I'm not going to be 60, but yet I'm 80. Or I'm not going to be, or I may be 80 and feel like I'm 60.
That's us.
That's
who I want to be.
That's what we want to be, is we want to be at whatever age feeling 20 years younger.
Because we can.
Unless you're 20, well, then that's a different story. But I'm talking for people that are 40 and over, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me do this.
Did you let them know to type in their comments?
Oh, yeah. Well.
What?
You can.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Hey, guess what? If you've got any questions, just type them in the comment section and we will answer them, promise.
There you go. I forgot that part.
That's okay. I've got your back, babe.
We got each other's back. Yeah, so put your comments in, just like Nana Mona did, and said hi. We'd love to say hi to you. Okay, first area we're going to touch on, and yes, we do use our notes so we don't go all over the place.
Lots of notes.
I want to talk about, because we said a fast-paced world, how to stay younger in a fast-paced world. I'm going to talk about stress right off the bat, because you and I know, working with people, that how stress can just break us down. It can break us down mentally, but not just mentally, physically. Stress can just break down our whole body systems. It can break down our organs. It can break down our nervous system, just everything going on throughout our whole body systems. And we're under stress. I'm talking about chronic stress. I'm not talking about, hey, I'm moving home, and this week it's going to be stressful because I'm moving. Okay, well, that's a temporary thing or something like that. But I'm talking about chronic stress where day after day after day, you're just under the pump.
Like, this is the best picture I can. This is the best picture.
Uh-oh.
That
I'm going to get pushed down on.
This is the best picture. That kind of stress.
Yeah, it's
just constantly on your shoulders.
Yes.
Do you feel this, babe?
I feel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it feel heavy?
Well, you're not heavy, but you're pushing down pretty hard.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You're using those biceps and, yeah.
I'm working on my biceps.
I know you.
They've gotten a little soft this winter. Gotta get them back in.
Tighten back up.
Tighten back up.
Okay. So stress, what are some things we can do? Well, one of them is exercise.
Oh.
Because, and when I'm talking about exercise, I'm just talking, it can be just walking. But keeping your body moving just releases the stress off of our body. I don't know if you before, I know for myself, if I feel really stressful and I just get out for a walk, even if it's 10, 15 minutes where I'm working on some stuff and I'm just feeling, I just get outside and go for a walk for 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be some massive thing. I mean, I don't need to hit the gym for 2 hours to relieve some stress. Yeah, fantastic. It's just getting the body moving and some kind of exercise, whether it's just walking or whatever it may be, will relieve the stress on our body systems. And I find even just like we have a mini tramp or what you call a rebounder. Just going on that for 5 or 10 minutes, just doing a little bit of bouncing on the mini tramp and on the rebounder will just relieve some stress. It's like, okay.
And it's also detoxifying. It helps you detox your lymphatic system. I had to say it.
I knew you were going to add that
I had to. We have a great cleaning out system called the lymphatic system. And it's just all over our body, around our neck, under our arms, our chest, our groin, the back of our legs. And it's got little pockets that clean out all the toxins that we have in our body. And there's lots of toxins that we have in our body because we live in this world and there's a lot of toxins. The other day, Michael and I were walking and I just cannot believe people are spraying Roundup, which is glyphosate, on a windy day without a mask or anything. So we're breathing in. We're going for a walk and we're breathing in the Roundup. So there's a lot of toxins out in the world that our body is exposed to, and just jumping on the rebounder for 10 minutes every day or every other day helps clean out those toxins because the lymphatic system collects that and then sends it to the kidneys, and the kidneys, you pee it out, or it sends it to your gastrointestinal tract and you poop it out. So
there you go.
Just in case you wanted to know about
that. In case you want to know about that, you got it. The rebounder is a fantastic little tool you can have in the house and really help you out.
Yeah.
Another way to relieve stress is your breathing. Just slowing it down. During the day, if we're stressed, we're shallow breathing, our heart rates increase, we're breathing heavy, we're working our lungs more. Just understand our body organs have a certain amount of beats that our heart has and a certain amount of times they are going to work, and the more we work them, the less that time's going to be. So during the day when we're stressed and we're really take note, bring yourself back, slow down, whatever you need to do. You might just take 5 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, even 1 minute, and just take note of your breathing. And if it's short and shallow, just slow it down. Give yourself that chance to recalibrate and bring everything back down a little bit. Yes.
May I?
No, I know. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's coming. It's coming.
So, great point. Because that's...
I know you have something.
Yeah. Because we've just... Well, Michael's reading the book right now. I just finished reading this book called The Polyvagal Theory. Such a good book by Porges, Porges. Anyway, the bottom line is that we have the parasympathetic system in our body, and the parasympathetic slows us down. It keeps us calm. We feel safe when we're in the parasympathetic. But the sympathetic is we're like, oh my gosh, I gotta fight a saber-toothed tiger, even though there are no saber-toothed tigers, or a person that's going to shoot me right now, even though they're not even in the room. So your body, when you're in the sympathetic and you're stressed out, you have shallow breathing. You're like, because you got to be able to run. Your brain's like, you got to be running. But if you're in the parasympathetic, which is the calming part, like I'm safe, then you can actually control your system by your breathing. And Michael was saying about the breathing, instead of short, shallow breaths, which we do when we're stressed, do long breaths. So take a breath in and make sure that your exhalation, your breathing out, is longer than your inhalation. So maybe you have 4 counts in and 6 counts out. Do that like 3 or 4 times and you're automatically into the parasympathetic. And the parasympathetic is the calming, relaxing, safe zone. And your body wants to always be in safe zone if it doesn't have to be in the stressed out zone.
Yay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I had it written down, but I thought, yeah, you'll probably go there.
Yeah, I'll riff on that. Just remember, exhalation longer than inhalation. That's the bottom line.
And so this area of stress, I mean, some other things, some other ideas is, what are you doing for personal self-care? Do you have any hobbies? Do you have release, from our stressful weeks as they tend to be? Do you have any hobbies? Do you go out into nature for a walk? Are you into meditation, yoga, prayer, whatever it may be? What are you giving yourself self-care? How are you treating yourself to say, you know what? I'm worth taking some time to go relax, whatever that may be. Because if you are just wound tight all week long and then you start a new week, you're already starting behind as far as how your chronic stress levels are. You're already wired tight from week to week to week. And eventually, that's that rubber band. Just think of it, that you're stretching the rubber band. And when you take some self-care time for yourself, this could even be daily, 15 minutes of just some quiet time. But if you're kind of stretching that rubber band of your life with stress week after week after week, and it's gets tighter and tighter and tighter, eventually it's just going to snap. And that can be ugly. Let's put it that way.
Well, it is ugly. You start getting sick. Your body just says, okay, I can't take this anymore. And then you start expressing disease.
Very well said.
So, and we've seen so much disease out there.
So in stress, it's really something to think about. What am I doing for myself? Am I noticing it when I am stressed? Do I have some techniques to de-stress, slow everything down? How am I thinking? What am I doing for myself in stress?
Yeah. And drinking 7 cups of coffee is not a good way to de-stress.
No.
No.
Which is in the next section, part 2. Let's talk about nutrition. Now, I'm not going to get into you should eat this, you shouldn't eat that. That's a whole other one. But as far as today with nutrition, one of the things I want to talk about that we don't actually normally think about, and I feel is so, so important, is our nutritional hygiene. And
what do you mean by that?
It's so important. So what I mean by that is what you just mentioned, one, hydration.
Did I mention that?
You mentioned about drinking a whole bunch of coffee. And
yeah, okay.
With nutritional hygiene, I want to talk about hydration. Isabel and I can guarantee you every time somebody comes to us for coaching and consultation, one of the first things we talk about is hydration. And I haven't seen anybody yet that has been fully hydrated with what their daily nutritional style is as far as what are they drinking. Everybody says, yeah, I drink some water, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff going in. And hydration is so, so important. And so as far as nutritional hygiene, hydration is one of the most important things to look at, that where you're staying properly hydrated with good, clean, filtered water. Yes.
And just if I can give you a picture, your body is 70% water. So just think right here, you're up to here with water. And if you don't have water, if it's down here below the camera, then you're going to feel tired. You're going to have problems concentrating. You're not going to have the energy you need. Just think about a car. If you don't have water in the car, it's going to overheat. It's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you've got the water.
Right on. And so in this area of nutrition, remember, we're talking about things long-term that you can incorporate, that you can use throughout your life. Hi, Dave. How you doing?
That's unbelievable. People don't know what you think they know. I know.
Ah, yes.
Good point.
Good point.
And one of the things that I'd like to
Thank you,
teach
Dave.
people, yeah, Dave, thank you. Mwah! Love you, Dave. One of the things that will help is how much water do you need? Well, you need 30 mils. If you're in the world where they use mils, it's 30 mils per kg for the day. So just keep that in mind. If you're 70 kgs and it's 30 mils per kg, then you need 2.1 liters of water a day. And if you're in the parts of the world that we come from a long, long time ago, where they use ounces and pounds, it's 1 ounce per pound. So if you weigh 100 pounds,
They can figure it out.
100 pounds, then you need 100 ounces throughout the day. I know, but no, it's important because people think that they need to drink it all. You know, at the end of the day, they think, oh, I got to catch up. No, don't do that. Don't catch up on all your water at the end of the day. You want to break it down into a quarter, because if you drink all that water all at one time, you're gonna make the chemicals in your brain.
It's too much.
It's too much, and you might have seizures, and you're not going to do that on my shift, okay? No. So break it up into quarters.
And one of the best things you can do for long-term health of your body is the first thing you do when you wake up, after you say your prayers or whatever you may do in the morning for your gratitude, is have 2 cups of water or 500 mils of water right off the bat. Before you have coffee, before you have juices, before you have teas, anything else, rehydrate yourself, because we sweat out a lot of liquid during the night, even in cold temperatures. We do a lot of sweating during the night. You've lost a lot of hydration. So you want to get your brain ignited, your body ignited by getting some water into you right away, immediately when you wake up, before you start pouring in other things after that.
Like coffee!
That will happen.
I love coffee. Oh, I love my coffee in the morning.
Yeah. And so with nutrition, again, I'm not getting into all the don't eat this, have that. What I'm talking about is more the hygiene of nutrition. And another one is when we're actually having a meal, slow down and chew. I had to learn this one.
Yes, you
after
did.
20-some years in the chefing profession, and now I do it for us and as a business, but in high-paced executive chef, very, very, very busy, 70-hour-a-week type business. When I took the time to actually eat, I ate that as fast as I could and just chomped away, ate it down, and boom, we're back at it again. And
he would shovel.
yeah. And I had to learn coming out of that how to not shovel, how to sit at home and not be like, okay, yep, fork it. I mean, your mouth is always full. You're chewing away, but you still got half of that chew in. You got more coming in. And it's like, that is so bad for your digestive process.
Dave says Americans are not good at this. Yes, correct. Yes,
yeah.
they are.
Well,
I know.
I am and was one of those.
You still are. We're just living in New Zealand.
Just living in New Zealand. But I had to learn to get better at that because that's the way I used to eat.
Yeah.
And a reason why we don't want to be doing that.
And talking at the same time with
reasons.
Food in your mouth. No,
Bam!
you don't do that anymore,
I know.
Ben.
I worked
You're
my
not
way
that
through.
person
I
anymore.
worked my way through all that.
But it would be like carrots and leather.
Oh my
Get
gosh!
out of the way.
Thank you.
It was a ducking session when he eat with you. The girls would be like, Dad, chew your food, don't talk.
I'm not quite that bad.
I know.
Anyway,
I'm pumping it up for the show.
But why it's so important to slow down when we're eating? Two things. One is be blessed and have gratitude that you actually have food on your table to eat. You know, that's such an important thing that we understand that it's so great that we actually have that food. We have a blessing of food. Yeah, come up for air, that's for sure.
Put down the knife and fork, yeah, and talk.
Yeah. And so for me, I had to learn, okay, I'm blessed. This is, I want to have gratitude for this food because this is the nourishment. And for my digestive process, our digestion starts in the mouth. It starts with the chewing and the saliva, and it starts to break down the food in our mouth before it gets into our digestive system. And if we're just chomping away and kind of half chewing and swallowing, we're just swallowing chunks, and we're really making it very, very hard on our digestive system to work.
Yeah, it should be liquid in your mouth before you swallow.
Yes. So there's multiple reasons to have mindful, healthy eating. Slow down, have gratitude, have blessings while you eat, because if you have
we're
food,
so blessed to have food.
If you have food on your table, enjoy it. You're blessed. You're feeding yourself. You're feeding, your family. And around the table, this should be a time for connection. This should be a time for whoever you're sitting with. And if it's by yourself, okay, still slow down. Enjoy it. Maybe that's your self-care time, is at your meals where you slow down, enjoy your meal, have it nice and easy, have a candle, on the table, even if it's just you sitting there.
Yeah, we do that.
Enjoy that.
We light the candle.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You bet. So mindful eating is another thing around nutrition. I just wanted to talk today about a couple things around nutrition as far as nutritional hygiene that will serve you well long term. All right, area number 3 we're going to tap into is sleep. Now, sleep is one of those areas, again, we could do a few hours on just sleep.
Yes.
But what's interesting is that, again, I go back to the people we've worked with and our mentors have worked with, that, and you see in frontline medicine all the time, is so many times people say, oh, I'm getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night. Oh, I might have gotten 5 the other night. That was a lot. People think that they can get away with 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep constantly. Now, I'm not talking about, hey, I'm cramming for something and last night I was up because I had to get this deadline done or something. I'm talking about consistently sleeping 3, 4, 5 hours a night and thinking like, that's amazing. I can just keep doing that. My brain's going to be fine. My body's going to be fine. That's not true. Because the bottom line with sleep is that it's called rest. Our body is designed by our beautiful creator that overnight or whenever you're sleeping, you need 7 to 9 hours to restore, refresh, actually recreate your cells, your brain health, your mental health, your physical health. Your body needs that time of rest to allow things to slow down, to detoxify, and to refresh and create new cells overnight. And that's really what happens as you rest. So rest is so, so important, because if we're not resting and we just got our body in the go, go, go constantly, it's going to be screaming out, give me a break here. I'm starting to break down. I need rest. So it's so, so very important.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we've become experts on this topic, haven't we? Unwillingly, but
Yeah.
we've learned.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything else
No,
before
no.
I
Yeah.
before I barge in?
No, you're not
Just
barging in. It's the MD and Chef Team
Yeah,
show.
oh, yeah, right. Just two things I wanted to bring in. Let's see. Dave says 9 is my number. I know. If I could get 9 consistent hours, I would be so happy. But right now it's 7.5, and I'm happy with 7.5. But the research shows between 7 to 8 hours is what you want to be getting. Two things I want to talk about. One is when we go to bed, we're not supposed to figure things out in the bed. We're supposed to be resting. Figuring things out happens out of the bed. And there's a lot of people, I have been guilty of this. I don't do it anymore because I had to retrain myself. When you're in bed, don't try and figure out your problems. Write them down and work on them tomorrow. I'm a Christian, and so this is the way I look at it when I go to bed. Where are you going?
I'm just having my tea.
As a Christian, I have learned that this is the way I envision, and this might help somebody, I'm not sure. But I envision that my bed, my side of the bed, well, actually our whole bed, is a pasture. It's a pasture. And God is the shepherd, and he is taking care of me, and he helps me sleep in the middle of the night. And I am safe. And I don't know if you know about this, but we've learned so much about sheep here in New Zealand, because there's more sheep than people, is that sheep will not lie down and go to sleep if they're afraid. And that would happen to me and a lot of people. Like, people won't go to sleep because they're trying to figure things out. So my recommendation, if you believe in God, and if you read the Bible, especially Psalm 23, God lays us down to rest in green pastures, to rest. We're not supposed to be awake and afraid. We're supposed to be asleep in his loving arms, and he's protecting us. So that's number one, is just don't try and figure things out in the middle of the night. Number two is, I'm glad I remembered, because I was like, oh man, I almost forgot. But number two is, did you know that if you don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, that it can increase your risk of dementia, of the Alzheimer's type? So I want you to get serious about sleep. And those are some of the things that we start teaching here, okay?
You go. I'm just moving the camera around a little bit.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm the producer.
Yes, you are the producer.
And sleep, the bottom line is, in today's world, is, we're not getting all the specifics, but please, here's for us all to understand, is that we have to trick our brain into understanding what sunset is, because we have no sunset. As far as before the light bulb, there was an actual sunset, and our brain realized, oh, it's sunset and it's time to go to sleep. But now anymore, because we have so much light technology, beeps and bells and whistles and things going off after the actual sunset, that our brain doesn't see sunset, it doesn't feel sunset, it doesn't censor sunset. And we've got to create that. We have to slow things down. We got to bring the lights down. We got to turn the technology off. We got to bring everything down slow before we go to bed, so that our sensors of our brain realize, oh, this is sunset. I need to relax. I need to settle down. Melatonin starts to come up naturally, and that natural sleep starts to happen. Because if you were just go, 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 boom, 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 and then jumping into bed and then wondering, why can I not fall asleep, or why am I waking up at 2, 3, 4 a.m. and I'm like boom like this for a couple hours? You got to understand that we have to now trick our brain into understanding what our circadian rhythm is as far as what sleep time actually is and when the sunset actually is, because of just the way everything's changed with society.
So no TVs in the bedroom, no iPads, no computer, all electrical gadgets out of the room.
Yes.
The bedroom is for sleep or for intimacy. And maybe read something positive before you go to bed.
No.
Not scary.
Not scary. All right. Area number 4 we want to touch on for staying young and youthful in a very fast-paced world is connection, socializing. This is so important. I think we probably all realized that coming out of this, the most recent pandemic times, is connection's important. We humans are designed to connect. We're designed to socialize. We're designed to be with others. It's so important. So it's actually part of de-stressing, but staying youthful is about staying connected with others. What are you doing on a weekly basis, where maybe it's a walk with a friend, maybe you're catching up with a friend for a coffee, maybe it could be family getting together for times and activities and things. Or what are some activities? Like myself, I play golf and I socialize and connect with the people I play there. Are you involved in some community engagements or other things around town? Just how are you connecting and socializing with others? For me, this was very important. Our business is online. I work out of the home. That's Guy. Hey, thank you, Guy. Good to see you, buddy. He's in Canada. Good guy.
I love this.
And
Americans, Canadians.
For me, it was important to understand I can't just be in my office all day, either on consultations or working on things without being around anybody. Yeah, great for you and I to be around each other. But other than that,
we need more than
I wasn't getting outside of the house, being with others, except for a walk. And so I needed to understand about being able to get out and socializing and doing other things. And you're learning that too yourself. I mean, I know you get out and do things, but we're both learning more about the strength of connection and socializing with others and relationships. So it's really important actually for keeping us young and youthful. And then also those connections being, I'll say, positive, meaning that, yeah, it's okay if my friend is really having a bad time and we need to chat about it and I need to help them. But if you or some of those connections, all you're doing is getting drained when you leave that connection, then it's like, well, this connection isn't actually working. This socializing isn't working because I'm more tired every time. When we get together, it's okay, because you're looking to have connections that help you to stay youthful.
That lift you up.
That lift you
up.
up.
Not tear you down.
Have you thinking well, and doing being that. So it's so important to make sure, what are you doing to connect and socialize and work that into your life. Mm-hmm. Important there.
And Dave said he goes to the gym, he runs, he goes to the coffee shop.
All that good stuff.
Oh, who is calling?
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay. The gym. Dave loves the gym.
Yes. Now, area number 5 I wanted to talk about is continue to learn.
Forever.
Yeah, and this is so important. Again, I use myself as an example. Up into my 40s, yes, I was an executive chef. Yes, I knew everything around that. But I stopped learning. Yes, I would learn some cooking things and chefing things, and I would read the comics and the sports page. But as far as Michael developing himself as a human being on this planet, that stopped. And it's so important for us always to have a vision, have some learning vision, have a vision of, maybe who you want to be or what changes you might want to do, or maybe something new you want to do, or you might want to learn an instrument, a new instrument. You might want to learn a new language. You might want to travel to a different country. You might want to think about some other activities that are new you want to do, or
learn to invest.
Is there a new business I want to do? Is there
Yeah.
new investment, financial principles I want to... Something that continues to keep your brain clicking and moving along.
Because this
long term.
research shows that we've got the equivalent of 6 home computers in our brain. 6 home computers in our brain. I don't know how many connections that is, but that's phenomenal. So we don't use it all. And you're definitely using it all now. With everything you're learning.
I got a bunch of new things that I'm learning. But yeah, so that area number 5 is something definitely mentally, because we don't want to just work on everything physically and then mentally we just fall apart because we stopped using this muscle up here. We want to use not just these muscles, but we want to also use this muscle and keep it learning and growing, and actually as us as humans, learning to be our best.
Yeah.
So good.
Until our last breath.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a short break, but I just want to say, if you want to learn a little bit more about us, where you can find us at DoctorOnAmission.com, or you can go on to social media and look for our handle at Doctor on a Mission on just about every social media platform. And so now we're just going to take a very short break. We're going to hear from some wonderful friends of ours who also have some great shows and a couple other goodies. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, Joel Maurer, founder of Dink Ninjas. Dink Ninjas was dreamed up and started right here in Austin, Texas, a dynamic pickleball community. We arm pickleballers with the paddles, apparel, and accessories to dink like a ninja. Dink Ninjas is dedicated to supporting mental health awareness and cancer research. Shop our full lineup at dinkninjas.com.
Focus up. Hey man, zoom in. Hey. Welcome. My name is Chris Rubio of the Rubio Method. Soak it in. Wear it as a nice sweatshirt, a nice yellow sweatshirt. See if it fits. And it may be something you say, okay, I'm listening to you, but I don't really like it. Not for me. What the hell are you thinking? You have no idea what you're talking about. You have issues because of your bad taste.
Hey, it's AC of AC Sports Live, an interactive sports talk show where your comments are part of the show. Every show we focus on the sports stories of today, with commentary on sports takes, My 2 Cents, which is a reaction to my social media feed, Sports Flicks, where we take a look at sports movies and give a quick review. We have a segment called Mental Reps, where we have words of inspiration to help battle the dark side of men's mental health. And then there's the Tender Love Report. Who's being soft or petty in the world of sports? All takes are welcome under one condition. Say it with your chest. I'll see you there.
Welcome back to the MD and Chef Team Show.
welcome back.
I'm supposed to say that.
I know.
Remember, you bumped out. I bumped in.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, we're live. Be careful. We're live. Oh, can I edit that out?
No, you can't.
No, we're live.
What are we talking about next?
Where are we at?
I think we're going to be talking about a healthy lifestyle action step brought to you by you.
Yeah. So we've got a new segment now in season 2. Each week we're going to bring, each episode, shall I say, we're going to have a healthy lifestyle action step. So let's look at this. We're going to bring that up. We're going to start with a healthy lifestyle action step for today.
Good job, Deb.
So today...
He's back here on the controls doing all this, just so you know. It's one of the computers he's learning.
So today we want to talk about leg strength. and leg strength. And why is it important? There's so many different reasons. Do you want to jump in? Do you want to run with leg strength?
Do you want me to just give them the bottom line?
Yeah, you can give us some bottom lines. You can give 5 or 6
The
lines.
bottom line is Michael and I know that you and everybody else in this world can actually prevent and reverse Alzheimer's, just to let you know. And we now know that the stronger your thighs are, the stronger your brain is. That's the bottom line. Get your thighs strong so that you don't end up having cognitive decline. Like, who wants that? We should be and can be thinking clearly until our last breath. Do not believe the lie that it's normal to have, quote, senior moments. That's not the way life is supposed to be. You don't have to have that. So get your thighs in tip-top form.
Yeah. So you want to work on your leg strength.
Yeah.
And you know what, it doesn't have to be at the gym. If you can go to the gym and do that, like David mentioned earlier, he goes to the gym, fantastic. But if that's not for you, you can do it at home doing squats. There's heaps of videos on YouTube about doing squats if you don't know how to do it properly. If you're just starting, you can use a chair to help you out. But you want to work up toward 100 squats a day to about 5 days a week minimum, maybe 5 or 6 days. But you want to work up to that. You can start slowly and work up. But also you might look at some leg presses, some leg lifts, and some other different, what's also great is lunges. Lunges are fantastic. But also, besides brain health, the other important reason is with leg strength is for mobility and stability.
Oh,
because
yes.
As we age, I think we've all heard of someone who's of a mature age, shall I say, who's fallen, maybe broken their hip, hurt themselves, knocked themselves out or something. But a lot of accidents happen to mature age people because they fall and lose their balance and their mobility, and that is usually because of leg strength. And so we've got to keep our muscles strong on our legs for good mobility, good stability, so we can stand strong, stay stable to our last breath here on earth.
Strong thighs are in now, ladies, okay? Don't be getting skinny, especially in your legs. Don't do that. Get your legs nice and strong with muscle. It will serve you well.
So you want to be looking at lunges and squats and all those different types of things. And there's plenty of videos out there that you can check out how to do them and work up your own regime. You could do it at home, or you could go to the gym and have somebody help you out with that.
But what if I don't want to?
Okay, that's your choice.
It is your choice. It's your choice.
Okay.
That's what I say to myself. Like, I never, ever want to do my squats. Just so you know, never. But I don't want to end up with dementia. No. I want to be fired up.
Yeah, and I don't want to be walking around with brittle bones and thinking I'm just going to trip and fall half the time.
No, yeah. You don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want those types of things.
So
it's just
I always
decisions.
cast vision of where I'd go if I don't do this.
Yeah.
And I encourage you to do the same, because it's possible for you to end up downstream with all those problems if you don't start working upstream.
Yeah.
And
we're talking to people about having a long, youthful, vibrant life. And this is part of it, doing these types of things. It'll serve you very well. All right, so Isabel and I normally have a segment, and we are going to do that in season 2 because we've been together now for over 44 years. And we're here.
That blows my mind.
And we're still here.
Yeah.
And
we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still together.
So
after all we've gone through.
We have a section that we want to talk about every week. And this section is called relationships. And why do we want to bring this up? Because there's a lot of broken relationships out there. Those relationships could be, they could be friends, family, partners, husbands and wives, but we see a lot of broken relationships. And we feel after 44 years, yeah, we've got some wisdom we can add to that, because it hasn't all been amazing. I know you see this beautiful woman beside me, you think, oh my gosh, Michael, it's probably been so easy for you. She's amazing. But you know, it's ups and downs and knocks, and sometimes you think, man, forget it, I'm just going to throw in the towel, but you don't, because you have things like what we're going to talk about today, is having crucial conversations.
Crucial conversations.
And for me, let me put my hand up first. This is something that I really had to learn. Now, one thing that was great in my family, but on the flip side wasn't working for me as I became an adult man, was that we didn't really have any crucial conversations, because we didn't really talk about anything as far as any of the fact. You know, we didn't talk about the economy, we didn't talk about money, we didn't talk about, you know, politics, we didn't talk about, you know, there was just really no problems because nobody talked about anything. So it was kind of a very quiet table all the time, shall I say. And I was an only child, so it was just the three of us. And, you know, okay, son, go do your homework. And, okay.
Yeah.
And so I never learned the skill of having any type of crucial conversation, because I never had any. And so here I am in a relationship, and Isabel and I would, you know, we're two different people and two different styles of people, shall I say. And we would at times, you know, bang up against each other, and Isabel had no problem with diving in with a crucial conversation.
Straight for the jugular.
And I
because that's
just,
how I learned.
And I would just run like, it scares me.
Oh, babe.
So I had to learn how to have.
And I had to learn how to have crucial conversation too, babe.
In a way that it could be listened to and heard.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And so for me, it was just learning about how to have a crucial conversation.
Instead of backing down.
And just running away.
Yeah, and I needed to back off so that people wouldn't run away.
Well, it was so people would actually hear what you had to say.
Because I was, okay, so I come from...
Because your family's way of doing it was...
Cuban style.
Okay, if you didn't hear me, I'm just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder.
And then I'm going to have my neck veins stick out, and I'm going to have big bulging eyeballs just to scare you. So anyway, that's how I learned how to have crucial conversation. So, and we do it all again every day, day after day. So how can this be done safely? Because the way I learned and the way Michael learned was not sustainable.
True.
So first, conflict is safe when you know you won't quit each other. And Michael and I have known that we weren't going to quit each other pretty much right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's number one, is make sure you got to just say, look, let's just talk about this. I'm not going to quit you. Let's just get this through. Okay, let's just get through this. But we must agree to not quit. Now, here's a disclaimer. If you're in a dangerous situation and you have done all the work and you've tried to make things work and it's not working and it's a toxic relationship, then guess what? It's time to get out, okay? I'm not talking about those kinds of crucial conversations. If you've done the work and they're not putting in the work, or it's just not working, and then it's okay to leave, okay? There comes a point where you gotta put your cards down and walk away.
Yeah.
So how do we have crucial conversations in a healthy manner, Isabel and Michael, and the rest of the world? I know you guys are doing just fine. We're talking amongst ourselves.
We're talking amongst ourselves.
So number one, I've just got 3 points here. Number one is pick your battles. You don't have to be fighting every single battle. Right, babe?
Right. Yeah.
Like I used to do a good job.
I'd be like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Number 2 is keep a short account of the issues. Don't do what I used to do. Come in with my notebook and start going, well, you did this a year ago and you did that
back
5
on March
days ago.
9th, you did. And I'm like, what? This is November. What are you talking about?
Don't do that. It's not good for you.
I did that too, though. I did that too, honestly.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, Ben. Why
You
not
didn't
do
have
that?
To agree.
No, we both.
I know we did.
We've come a long way. Thankfully, by the grace of God.
Yeah.
With his hand on us the whole time. Thank you, Lord.
Gracefully, yes.
So why don't you want to keep an account, a long book, files? Is because then, you know what? You, as the person keeping that file, are going to become bitter and offended, and you're just going to get hard to live with. And the other person's going to be like, what is your problem? And you just haven't reached your tipping point where you're expressing all the things that are bothering you. Keep a short account. If somebody upsets you, just say, hey, you know, you did that the other day, or you did that just 5 seconds ago, and I want to talk to you about it. Keep a short account. Yeah. And be hard to offend. I'm hard to offend anymore. You're not stealing my peace by offending me. I am hard to offend. And which brings me to point number 3.
I just want to say on that one, be hard to offend.
Many people are offended.
I see that in today's world. People get offended so easily. And it's like, okay, you're offended by just that? I mean, let's take a look. Why are you offended by that? And, you know, maybe for that person it's a big deal, but you just see a lot of that today, that we've become so sensitive to everything that we're constantly offended, and that really wears you down. So just take note of when you are offended. Take note of that and go, okay, is this worth is this worth me taking on? I mean, is this valid? And if it is, okay, great.
Talk about it.
But talk about it. Bring it out. You know, don't just hold it and walk around being offended all the time and just holding that. You know, if you are, okay, then talk it out with somebody.
Yeah, because when you're offended, you're going to get sick, you know? And
yeah, it's not good.
It's just not good for you. So that brings me to number 3, and that is be quick to apologize. You know what? It's okay to say sorry. It's okay to say, you know what? I am so sorry. I didn't realize that hurt your heart so much. You know, that's okay. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm going to circle back and rephrase that. Yeah. Our daughters are very good at letting us know that. And so I have learned to say, okay, I'm circling back, because you've got to give the other person space to be able to circle back and course correct themselves. You know, so oftentimes I'll say, babe, I'm sorry. I'm circling back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way.
Yeah. And I'm the same too. If I realize that I have offended somebody, and that's brought up to my attention, and I realize, okay, well, this is valid, then I'll be like, you know what, I apologize. Let me go back to that and rephrase that, because I really miscommunicated that very, very poorly, and just restart that conversation again, you know, and let the person know that, okay, you know what, I didn't do that very well. Yeah. Is that okay?
That's okay. You know, it's okay. So 3 points to have a crucial conversation. Pick your battles. Keep a short account. Don't keep a file. And 3, be quick to apologize.
Now, and wrapping up here today, because I will tell you, we've had a fantastic time being here with you in season 2 of the MD and Chef Team Show, episode 1, spring and summer edition. Yay! Oh, Northern Hemisphere folks, enjoy autumn.
Yeah, autumn's cool too.
Do you have some kind of an empowerment or inspiration you'd like to leave everybody with? Because we like to do that every time.
Yes, we love to leave you with value, things that will help you in your life. What I'd like to talk about is your vision. You know, where are you going? Because our brain works in pictures, and you got to have a picture of where you're going, and you have to have it written down. So point number 1 is make sure you've written down your vision. Write down the vision that God has given you for your life. It's got to be It's got to be clear. It's got to be written down. I'm really into vision boards, and I look at it every day. I don't just sit in front of it, and I don't get frustrated by it, but it just helps me understand where Michael and I are going over the next 5, 10, actually 9 years. Actually, it's down to 5 years now.
Yes.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we know where we want to go. Great points. Thanks, Nana. And just know that God will enable you to fulfill the vision he has given you at the appointed time. In the beautiful book, the Bible, in Habakkuk 2:3, it says, the vision is at the appointed time. Though it tarries, that means though it's taking a long time, God.
Time. Okay.
Wait for it, because it will surely come. God will not be late.
Is that wait thing?
Yeah, the wait.
Okay.
Wait for it, okay? Wait
Yes.
for it.
Wait with a great attitude.
Wait with a great attitude. Just
Because we're
saying, God,
blessed
I
to
know
be
you're
here."
working on this right now. I just know you are because you say so.
We're blessed to be here.
Yeah. And the last point is share your vision with people that are going to support you, not people that are going to criticize you and go, ah! Don't do that. You only share it with people that, will encourage you and say, yeah, you can do this. Go for it. So write your vision down. That's so important for success. You got to have it written down. All the success leaders talk about writing it down. If you write it down or put it in a vision board. I'm into pictures.
Yeah.
I'm into creation. I like
Yeah.
creation.
Yeah.
We've got a poster board, it's probably taller than me and wide, with tons of stuff we want to get done
There you go.
together
Yeah. At
Yeah.
the appointed time.
at the appointed time.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today on the MD and Chef Team Show. If you want to learn more about us, just pop on over to doctoronamission.com. And if you want to get daily inspiration and insights, it's on social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the other ones that are out there. Yeah, Twitter, yes.
Twitter.
Just look for @Doctor on a Mission. That's us. That's where you'll find us for daily inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you in what's called a fortnight, we call it here, or in 2 weeks. And we'll bring you another episode. Not quite sure what it's going to be next, but we're going to get into some real fun insights and inspiration for where you can go staying young, healthy, living a long, vibrant, optimal life until your last breath here on earth. So
Let's do
thanks
it
for
together.
joining us.
Thank you. We appreciate you. God bless.
And join, subscribe over on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed yet, come on.